Hey, welcome back everybody. Alrighty, another hopefully fun-filled Saturday. Definitely not making as much noise as we did last weekend with all the ground servicing equipment. And one of the tasks today is to get her back on her feet and off of the jacks. But kind of need a few more people here for that. On another note, though, I'm pretty happy. A lot of you guys liked our the safety brief and everything like that last weekend, and then following up with a very safe evolution of swinging the gears and taking care of the getting the door rigged on the right main over there. So that's kind of on me for not really showing a lot of that stuff in the past. Yes, we do take the safety stuff seriously, but I haven't really filmed a lot of it for fear that it might be a little bit boring. So I will endeavor to do a little bit more of that for you guys. All right, so one of our tasks today, and we're waiting for a few more guys to show up, is we're gonna take her and put her back on her feet, and then we can address that that right main over there. These jacks are needed for another purpose here, and I'll show you guys that later. So, yep, just waiting for a few more guys so we can lower her down off the jacks, and I got something up in the back seat I gotta go chase down here in a second. All right, so back here in the back seat, so in the effort of getting the shuttle valve removed, which it's almost back out again, one of the crowfoots, let's see, I don't know what one of those is. Looks like one of these. So that's a crowfoot wrench. The one that was being used popped off the end of the wrench and went that way somewhere. So I'm going to try to fish for it, and I got a magnet to find it. Unfortunately, I don't have my little borescope camera today. Otherwise, that would have been a lot easier. So we're going to go fishing for the missing crowfoot, because we don't want FOD back here at all. All right. Where on earth did this thing go? Ooh. Definitely got something. What do we got? Hey, socket. Hey, definitely got that. All right. Let's see, we got anything else?
Good thing is everything down there should be magnetic.
Yeah, and pretty much
like everything else. You drop.
Well, guys, I found it, and it literally was hiding in plain sight. If you look over here on top of what I think is one of the gyros, I think. There it is. That's what was dropped last week. So, we got it. All right, well, that was a success, and before anything gets put back in, especially the cover plate for the shuttle valve, I am going to make a point to bring in my borescope camera again and do a little bit more of a sightseeing adventure to look for and find anything else that may have dropped. But yeah, doing some magnet fishing is definitely useful, but without being able to visually do some checks, even with a flashlight and a inspection mirror can only take you so far. That inspection camera really shines and does a really good job. That's what over a few months ago in panel 19, door 19 there, looking for that one nut that had fallen down that was not magnetic, so we couldn't do magnet fishing for that, but taping a little hook to the end of the camera there, not only were we able to locate it, but we were able to hook the little nut and drag it somewhere that we could get a hand on it and pick it up. All right, guys, don't mind the noise. That's on the other side of the hangar there. I don't know what is getting started up, but it sounds good. But we're on our way over to Vietnam War Flight Museum. We got a meeting to attend over there, and I got something really, really interesting to share with you guys, so bear with me. Wow, an L-39, that's pretty cool. I hear one of the CH-46s as well, so we're gonna go over and take a quick peek at that too. That was fun watching that L-39 take off. Gotta look into this camera a little more. I've noticed that it sometimes wants to autofocus on a cloud instead of the airplane that I'm trying to get it to keep an eye on. But CH-46 in the background there. One of these should be taking off here in a little bit. But we got a meeting to go to first. All right, hope you guys like some of those airborne shots. We just finished our meeting a little bit ago is to get all the museum organizations here locally. So us, Vietnam War Flight Museum, that's their logo up there. All of us get together, talk about like what went well at the air show and then just things coming up for the future and operationally. So it was a fantastic meeting, but there's something special that I wanted to share with you guys, and we got something interesting with an airplane that Vietnam War is trying to acquire, and I think you can talk a little bit more about that, right?
Right, yeah. So we're looking at an F-8 Crusader. It's one of the last operational F-8 Crusaders to ever fly. It happened to be over in France, and it still is.
Right.
And so yeah, we're looking at seeing if we can bring it back home to Texas.
Yeah, because they were built here, right?
Right. You know, Vought was, you know, they had their big factory here. I think it's the only Navy. It's up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I believe.
Oh, because that's Naval Air Station. That.
Yep.
Whatever the, not Dallas. What was it called up there?
I don't remember. Put me on the spot.
Either.
You guys let us know.
Yeah. But yeah, the F-8s were built here from Vought,
yep.
like you said.
Yep.
And,
right here in Texas. So it'd be really awesome to get one home.
Yeah, and clean it up for display, I believe.
Right. Yeah. The idea would be to bring it home and just really get it in as good a condition as we can get it in. You know, there are a lot of these Crusaders that are out on display in various places and various levels of. You know, none of them are really airworthy anymore. But it would be nice to make it look like it really kind of when it came off the lot would be like the idea.
Because that ties in well with the museum's theme.
Right.
And that was a prolific Vietnam fighter for the Navy.
Right, absolutely. Well, the F-8 was hugely significant in the Vietnam War.
Yeah, it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. That was the last true gunfighter.
Last of the gunfighters. The last of the gunfighters. And you know, and they all had a patch that said when you're out of F-8, you're out of fighters. So, which is really cool. It had the 4 20mm cannons on the cheeks, and a really cool airplane. Really fast, really capable. And you know, they were flying right up there next to the Phantom, and if you talk to the F-8 guys, they said they could whip the Phantoms in a dogfight, you know, but they couldn't really do everything else that the Phantom could do. So they were both significant aircraft.
Definitely.
Nice to have them both.
And then now to go with getting the F-8 here, I know there's a GoFundMe set up right now.
Yes.
Link for that will be down below. And that's to get it here from.
Right.
It's in France.
It's in France, and as you all know, that you know, we're a non-profit organization, Collings Foundation, Vietnam War Flight Museum. We're working hand in hand because why not, you know, pool our resources and keep these things flying. But as far as the F-8 goes, we just need some help with the funding of getting it here, because it's not going to be a small project to get it here. Right now we have a goal of about $100,000, I believe, set on the GoFundMe. And the two things: number one, thank you so much for the help, but also number two, how serious or excited are people about helping us get this thing going, and we just really want to get it here and get it presented in the best condition possible. The idea would be to get it here and just have it in really great shape and honor the people that flew it and served with it.
Nice.
Same thing we're doing with everything else.
Indeed.
So
And yeah, and other good things showing up. We got that MiG-21 that's
right.
getting close. A couple more weeks until she's done, I think.
Yeah, and that's kind of our deadline too. We're hoping that we can get it turned around quicker than that, but we're trying to start putting more the better realistic targets on the end of all of our projects. And you know, for someone who knows what they're doing, they can pull an engine out and put a new one into the MiG-21. And I'm not saying we don't know what we're doing, but you know, it's been about 10 years since we've done it, so we're going through every single step of the procedure. We're looking at everything, we're inspecting it, you know, so we're really paying a lot of attention to it. So we're taking our time.
It's one of those while you're in here kind of things.
Exactly.
It's like inspect the things that you normally wouldn't get to see.
Right. We're not a NASCAR team. We're not trying to see how quick we can turn it around. We're trying to see how well we can turn it around.
Yeah, and they're retired military aircraft, and that's we're not active duty military, so you don't have that support network, if you will, and the manpower to go into it. So
right, we have all the resources. It's just they're not all here all at the same time, so sometimes it takes a little longer to get them going.
Yep. Oh, it's like the what was that movie, Tremors? That one dude, Bert, doing what I can with what I got.
That's right. Yeah, that's all any of us you know, organizations are doing. So
awesome. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing that, Jared. And
yeah, of course. Thank y'all.
And F-8, that's going to be awesome if we can make that happen to get it here. That's freaking cool. While we're over here, might have seen this over on Jet Jared's channel, but here's the MiG-21 behind me, and definitely something a little bit missing, like that tail section that's somewhere behind me there. There's a burner can there assembly, and what's poking out is the engine. So here's the engine in a MiG-21, complete with the burner section. There's another engine for there. This little turbojet. Burner. So Jack and Ben and a few other guys over here were working real hard to get that tail section off so they can get to the engine. The 21 was having issues with lighting the afterburner. For some reason it wasn't lighting, and I think they figured it out, but it did require the tail to come off the airplane to work on it. All right, back over here at the F-4 hangar. It's time to get her on her feet. All right, that was safe and successful. We had a good safety brief beforehand. Got her down nice and gentle. I got the chocks in, and she is back on her feet and ready to bite anybody that crawls underneath it again. I kind of do miss it when she's up on jacks, because even I can walk around underneath her and only have to worry about hitting an antenna or a missile rail. But she's back on her feet, and the jacks have already moved on to their next project. So let me show you what we got going on with that. All right, so the jacks are going to be used for this project right behind me, the ME-262. So one of the things that was found on a post-flight inspection is down there on the left main, in this one's case, had a hydraulic leak on the actuator, pretty much the hydraulic ram that makes the gear go up and down. So this has to go up in the air, and that has to come out for servicing. So that's the project. That's why we needed to get the F-4 off the jack sooner rather than later, because we don't know how long that's going to take. That's why the jacks had to come over here. So we're gonna get to see that soon. The tire is still on the to-do list. I think we're gonna hold off on that and just keep pumping air into that. All in all, this was a fantastic day for us today, especially learning earlier about the F-8 Crusader. Please be sure and check out the links below. That's going to be an awesome opportunity to potentially get a Crusader here for display. It's really awesome, especially one of the, I'm trying to remember, I think it was one of the last ones. It wasn't the last one to fly, but it was one of the last ones that ever flew in the world. So that's pretty cool to be able to get a Crusader back here from where she originated. I don't recall exactly where the Vought aircraft, where their manufacturing facility was, but I do know it was in here in Texas, up near Dallas. And it's really cool to have the possibility to bring one home. And hopefully that will become a reality, that we get or rather the Vietnam War Flight Museum will get a Crusader for display over at their museum. That's awesome. So anyway, with that, thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you next weekend. There he goes.